Hello students, today we are going to discuss the topic Newton's third law of motion. This topic is related to chapter force and laws of motion of class 9th. As we see certain phenomena around us, phenomena like walking, flying of birds, bouncing ball, swimming, these phenomena seems very simple to us, but actually these phenomena are very complicated phenomena which are explained by a very important law of physics, which we say Newton's third law. So Sir Isaac Newton tells us that when we apply a force on a body, then this body will also exert force with same magnitude but in opposite direction. Let us demonstrate this statement. For example, let we have a surface here, and here we are applying force to this surface. Then this surface will also apply the same force on us, but direction will be opposite. Let we are applying the force in this direction. Let magnitude of force is 20 Newton. Then this force will also apply then this surface will also apply the force of 20 Newton, but this force will be in opposite direction. So here we will put negative sign. This negative sign indicates that direction of force is opposite. We are applying force in the forward direction, but this surface is applying force in the backward direction. So that's why we put here the negative sign. So definition of Newton's third law of motion is for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Here, when we are applying the force of 20 Newton, this is our action. But when this surface will apply the force of 20 Newton in opposite direction, then it will be the reaction shown by this surface. So here, for every action, there will be an equal and opposite reaction. Let us demonstrate this thing with one more example. Let we have two bodies, body A and body B. Let body A is applying force Fa on this body, then and force applied by the body is Fb. So here Fa force is applied by the body A on body B, and Fb is the force applied by the body B on body A. So Fa and Fb will be equal in magnitude, but here direction will be opposite. If Fa is in this direction, that body A is applying the force on body B in this direction, then body B will apply the force on body A in this direction. So here Fa in magnitude will be equal, but here we will put negative sign. This negative sign shows that the direction of both the forces is opposite. So from here our definition is clear. Now we will explain this law with the help of some daily life examples which we have discussed in the starting of the lecture, that very simple phenomena like walking on the ground, a person sitting on a chair seems very simple to us, but actually these phenomena are explained by this Newton's third law of motion. Let us take an example that a person is walking on the ground. Then person is applying a force on the ground because he is pushing the ground in the backward direction. So this force which is applied by the person with the feet to the ground is his action. Now if there is some action, then there will be also some reaction that will be applied by the ground to the man's feet. Then what will be the reaction? Reaction will be that ground will apply the force on the man's feet, but in the forward direction. So here the force applied by the ground to the feet is reaction. So here action is in backward direction and reaction is in forward direction. So here action and reaction both are equal in magnitude. Action is equal to reaction. In magnitude, these both things are equal, and this thing makes us able to walk on the ground. But here direction will be opposite. Direction will always be opposite of action and reaction. Direction will be opposite. Now come to the second example. A person sitting on a chair. Let us consider we have a chair and some person is sitting on this chair. Now this person is applying a force on this chair in the downward direction, and similarly it will be action, and there will also be some reaction. What will be the reaction? This chair will also apply the same force on the person, but this force will be in the upward direction. So this will be reaction. So action is in downward and reaction is in upward direction. Here action and reaction both are equal, which makes us able to sit on the chair, but direction is opposite. So this also justifies the laws of third law of Newton's motion. Now a question comes, what will happen if force exerted by person is more than force exerted by chair? That is, if force of action, or we can say here force exerted by a person is more than the force of reaction, that is force exerted by the chair. Then what will happen? We will not be able to sit on the chair because now this force is more. So what will happen? Our chair will collapse and we will fall down from the chair. So that's why this is must that force of action and force of reaction should be equal. Now come to the third example. This is also very common thing that we always see flying the birds in our surroundings. Now how they are able to fly? Wings of birds also explains the Newton's third law. Wings of the birds constantly apply the force in the downward direction. So this is the force of action which is applied by the wings of the birds. But there will also be some reaction. This reaction is the force applied by the air on the wings of the birds. The force applied by the air will be in the upward direction. So here this will be the force of reaction. So here force of action and force of reaction will be equal and in opposite direction. Action force will be equal to reaction force, but direction here also will be opposite. So this example also justifies the Newton's third law of motion. Now come to the third example, that is very common example, bouncing ball. When we throw a ball on the ground, what will happen? Ball will bounce back. Here bounce exerts a force in the downward direction on the ground. That is the action which is applied by the ball on the ground. But in the same way, there will be some reaction. That reaction will be the force exerted by the ground on the ball, and that force will be in the upward direction, and that will be the reaction. So here also action and reaction both are occurring, so ball is bouncing when we will throw the ball. But here some question arises that here why ground did not displaced from its position. Here ball is displacing from its position, but why not ground? Ground is in rest. Because here ball's power is less than the ground's power. Ground is more powerful, so it applies the more force, but ball is less powerful. It can be clear from the Newton's second law. According to Newton's second law, force, which we have derived this formula from the Newton's second law, that force is equal to mass into acceleration. Here it is clear that force is directly proportional to mass. If mass will be more, then force will also be more, but if mass is less, then force will also be less. Now we know that mass of ball is less than the mass of ground. This is very obvious that mass of ball is less than mass of ground. So who will exert which thing will exert the more force? Ball will exert less force because its mass is less, and ground will exert more force. So ground will not displace from its position, but ball will displace from its position. So here we are also using the Newton's second law to explain this Newton's third law in this example. Now come to the next example. Next example is very common example, that is recoiling of gun. In recoiling of gun, when we fire a bullet from the gun, then bullet moves in the forward direction. It is the action force that gun is applying the force on the bullet, and this is moving in the forward direction. This is the action force. Now in the same way, bullet is applying some force on the gun when it will move in the forward direction. And what will happen when bullet will move? Gun will recoil back to some extent. Gun will also move some backward distance. It will be very small distance, not a larger as much as bullet will go for, but gun will also recoil. So this is the reaction. Now action is in the forward direction when bullet is moving forward, and reaction is in the backward direction. So here also a question comes that acceleration of bullet is much more than the acceleration of recoiling of gun. Acceleration of bullet moves with very high speed. Acceleration of bullet is much more than the acceleration of recoiling gun. Why this happens? This can also be explained with the help of Newton's second law. We know force is equal to mass into acceleration. From here we can equate the value of acceleration, mass upon force. Here we can see that acceleration is inversely proportional to acceleration is equal to force upon m. Here we can see that acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. Now if mass will be large, then acceleration will be small. Here mass of the bullet is small. Inversely proportional means if this quantity will be more, then this will be less, and if this quantity will be less, then this quantity will be more. This is the meaning of inversely proportional. So here if mass will be more, then acceleration will be less. Here mass of gun is more, so acceleration will be less, but mass of bullet is less, so acceleration will be more. So this is also the example of Newton's third law of motion, but we can also explain some aspects of this example with the second law also. So here in the Newton's first two laws what we have read about. In previous laws we have discussed that how force can change the motion and how we can calculate the motion. But in this law we have discussed that force applied, when we will apply some force to any body, then we will get some force in the reaction also, and reaction and action will be of same magnitude but in opposite direction. So summary of this lecture is that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, and action and reaction forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. And we also go through Newton's second law to some extent, that we have used these two formulas to explain some examples, like force is directly proportional to mass of object. If mass of object will be more, then force will also be more, and if mass of object is less, then force will also be less. And similarly we go through the next formula, that is acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. If mass will be more, acceleration will be less, and if mass will be less, then acceleration will be more. So this was all about the Newton's third law of motion. For further topics, stay tuned, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for notifications. Thank you.